Because what's your question regarding
Oh yeah, if
software?
you raise your hand, I think that's the easiest way to unmute you guys.
Yeah.
Um,
Hey, can you hear me?
yes.
Sure can.
Um, I think I just don't really understand it. Like how to what it means once you set it up.
Even after you've watched the video.
Right.
Tiff is teaching day trading. After she teaches day trading, because I'm pretty sure she's going to go over stop losses. If by next week, if you're still confused, ping Shar and I, or DM us.
Wait, the
Um,
question was about stop losses?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I mean, we could, cause it's not live.
Right.
What I could do, or what you could do too, is on YouTube. TD Ameritrade has a lot of great videos, and one of them or multiple of them should be dedicated to that. I don't know if she's still here.
yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah,
I
so
watched some of them. Let me see what my specific confusion was.
let
Give
me
me
see
a
if I
Yeah.
can
second.
also find
Is
a
it
video too,
applying it, Miranda, or knowing when to
or
mute?
knowing what the stop loss should be or something.
Yeah, it's once you apply it, I kind of get it, but I didn't get it like on the put side. Do you still put it on the put side?
Yes. So stop losses are one factor of just overall risk management. So regardless of what direction you're going in, whether it's a call or a put, stop losses are very valid. There's the actual physical stop loss, which you're trying to implement, and then there's the mental stop loss, which we don't really recommend, especially for a newbie that's really trying to make sure you manage your risk. Those in the chat are also agreeing with us. I can't do too much on my computer because I'm currently recording. So any sort of research, Ronnie, if you can help send links or anything like that. I don't know if any other MBG team members are in here, or the community too. If you guys have links to those videos, that would be great, because anything is gonna pop up on my screen at any point, and I'm physically screen recording this Zoom. So make sure you watch those videos, and we are going to go over it more in class. And then if you still need further assistance, you can ping us.
Courtney has a question, Shar.
Hey, Courtney. I think you can.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hi, all. I just had a question. I have been like studying SPY and QQQ, Tesla, and I guess I'm running into a problem as if I want to do a paper trade, and I'm looking at the chart, and sometimes it's hard to determine if it's going to go up or if it's going to go down, because I can tell that in the previous days it's been trending above the 9 and the 13 simple average moving line, but I can look at it today and it looks like it's trending below a little bit, and that's where I'm getting confused on. Is it going to make a turn and do a downtrend, or
Hello, Courtney.
You still here, Courtney? Shar, I kind of missed it
is it
because
going to go, is it just doing a little correction? And can you guys hear me?
Your connection cut out and it came scrambling back in, but essentially you're trying to figure out what direction Tesla's going into.
Or SPY or QQQ. I was wondering if one of you all could pull it up on like Think and Swim and possibly walk me through what your mindset would be if you were going to do a trade.
So, Shar, I can share my chart. You want me to share?
Yeah, share. But also, Courtney, are you day trading? Are you swing trading? Like, what strategy are you using when you're trading these things right now?
I was looking at day trading. I was just looking at the simple moving average and seeing how much it moves per day and trying to calculate if I think it's going to go up 3 to 5 points at the end of the day or by the end of the week. And I'm just kind of struggling when I see it's moving below the 9 and 13 simple moving average line, but not necessarily touching the 50 yet. So it's just causing me a little confusion.
So I just
Sure.
want to let me just put a
Gotta
disclaimer,
share.
and I'm gonna let you go, Ronnie. This is a day trading question, everybody. So this room is about swing trading and leaping. That's fine, Courtney. We'll answer, but for those who are gonna be confused, just understand that we're answering a day trading question. We won't spend too much time on it. But Ronnie, I'll let you take it away. You should be able to share your screen. I don't have.
And let me try again. No, it said host disabled.
Um, Allow
Do you
record.
need me to be a panelist? I don't know if it's that.
Yeah, Tiffany made you a co-host, so I don't know why it's not letting you do that. If anything, I can share my screen, and if you want to talk over it, that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, because it's not permitting me to.
Everyone can see my screen. You guys can see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, cool. This is Tesla. Let me go to for day trading, again, we're jumping ahead a little bit here, so we won't spend too much time, but the 5 day, 3 minute is where you'll be doing your day trading. So Ronnie, if you want to do an analysis on Tesla, this is what my 5 day, 3 minute looks like right now.
And this is as it pertains to a day trade?
This is what she's asking about. So
Well, I need to start on the 1 year, 1 day. So
Right.
I need to, yeah. I can't just, yeah.
So Courtney, yeah, go on, Ronnie. You can do
Oh,
it.
sorry. So Courtney, yeah. So remember, we always start on the 1 year, 1 day, just to kind of get a sense of like where we are. And then you start to zoom in on the intraday. So just basic analysis, you can see on the volume, at least for like the last few weeks, heavy volume's been pumping into Tesla. This is why apparently Elon is now the richest person again because
Is he? I don't know.
yeah, because the Tesla, I think this is a 40% run up since it bottomed out from that low of 101.81 cents. And so your man is feeling super rich again. So what I see is that 3 days ago, we got close to the 200, could not break it. And now that what we see right now is a reversal candle, although it's saying that the bulls, it closed bullish. Last time we really tested the 200. I can't tell what time frame that is, Shar, but
This is the 1 year, 1 day.
No. I know that, but you know where you have the where all the moving averages crossed.
We're here.
Back over there, yeah. So last time, Courtney,
this was September.
Yeah, so September, Spy-Tember, we rejected the 200. So be very mindful of that. I would set an alert. It looks like, just looking at Shar's screen, that today's candle and that last bearish candle, it looks like they're at the same level. So I would set an alert there above, right? You want to see if Tesla can try to break that level.
Yeah, so okay, I'll ask the room general questions about her thing to make it more applicable for everyone, right? This is actually 2 newbie questions. Would you guys say that currently Tesla is in an uptrend or a downtrend in the chat? I want to see everybody participate in this because, again, this is applicable to everyone. All right, good. Why are we in an uptrend? Because we are above our 9, we are above our 13, and we are most definitely over our 50. And to Ronnie's point, there is a big test coming. That test is what MA? Which MA is about to be the next test for Tesla? Right. Good job, everybody. I love to hear that. And then my third question is, what is Tesla currently overbought? Is it oversold? Is
Yes.
it overbought or is it oversold? Good. For those who said oversold, remember anything over this, well, TD Ameritrade actually puts the line there for you, but anything 70 or over on this parameter here is going to be overbought. Anything below this parameter here, which is the 30 mark, is oversold. And Tesla is currently overbought. Does that mean it's about to come tumbling down right away? Not necessarily, because Ronnie and I have seen, those who've been on the market for a while have seen.
Shar, in a second.
Sorry?
You can, when you're done with Tesla, show them Caterpillar, how Cat was overbought for a long time, would not come down.
Right. So it's one thing to note that it's overbought, but again, as a trader, don't be so wrapped around that fact that it's overbought. Just acknowledge that it's overbought, and when there's an opportunity for it to fall, again, you understanding when you guys get to technical analysis 201, when you guys get to technical analysis 101 part 2 and part 3, when you start understanding how reversals work, then you can start being like, okay, this is overbought and oversold, and play it like that, right? And to answer her general question, she was asking about the trend, and you guys in the chat just answered it for her, right? That it's generally up in an uptrend. But if you're day trading it, right? And again, I don't want to get too far ahead, but essentially you need, because we're on a 1 year, 1 day chart, you need to see on average how much Tesla moves to know how much it can potentially, sorry, my words are not a thing today, potentially move in a day. So if we're looking at Tesla right now, right? Today it moved from 205 to 215. The other way you can cheat and look at the range is up here where my cursor's hovering over. There's a R, and that R stands for range. So today the range was about $8.55. Yesterday it was about $20 and or 20 points and 38 cents or however many. Someone got a mute.
Yeah, remember yesterday, guys, was overextended.
That came days ago.
Really?
Deza, I can't mute you, but can you please mute?
It kept pushing.
I don't know how to mute her from here.
Okay. Yeah, all my stuff is supposed to get delivered to the Michaels now.
All right, I just muted her. Sorry about that, guys. All right, so yesterday was a 20-point move, but understand there was a report that came out. The day before, we had another $8 move. The day before, $13. Before that, $9. Before that, $8. So if I'm just going off of just honestly the last like week-ish of data, Tesla moves around still about 8 points or $8 a day. So if I'm looking to do the day trade, I will be looking in a range of $8. That doesn't mean I'm jumping all the way out of the money, regardless if it's call or put. I will be looking in the range of $8 and playing the open interest, but also probably being a little bit conservative and probably do like 3 or 4 points out. So again, I don't want to get too deep into it, Courtney. I hope that helped your question. But again, day trading is something that comes along later.
It definitely did. Thank you for taking the time.
No problem. All right, let's go back to the chat. Questions, people, questions. You can raise your hand and I'm gonna just honestly unmute you guys.
Swing and leap trends.
Olivia, you can. Oh, sorry, Ronnie. I didn't know.
Sorry, I see Olivia asked, can we go over the SPY homework? And then after that, I see Meryl, but I don't know if there's anybody before them.
Okay. I see Olivia had her hand raised before I heard your thing. So hers was the SPY homework. All right. So we can do that. That's a thing. What's it called? On demand. Let me put in my charger. My computer's already freaking out. How do you use the 50 and 200 to predict swing and leap trades? If Tesla breaks the 200, would that mean you can anticipate a long-term uptrend? Ooh, that is a really good question. Ronnie, you want to answer and I'll take it after you?
So pump your brakes. So do you remember, and Shar and I, we owe you guys notes from our Saturday class. They are coming. But do you guys remember certain criteria we said that you got to look for when certain trades seem very probable? And do you guys remember the term seasonality? Anybody? Somebody? Okay. So you want to factor seasonality. So what is Tesla's seasonality? So I want you to do that as part of your homework. And then additionally, we know that SPY is bearish in September, and when else? There's 2 times in a year that SPY is known to fall out of the sky. Put the month in the chat. Let me see. Okay. So I think this is for you, Courtney, and Olivia, and everybody else. And Shar will give you her impression, and I'm going to continue to give you my impression, how I'm looking at Tesla. I noticed that at least for the last year, for the most part, when Tesla approached that 200, it consolidated and it couldn't really go beyond that point, right? Which is consistent with how tech has kind of been in a bearish market. A lot of these tech equities will retest that 200, but they can't break it. So knowing that we are very close to SPY pulling back, my hypothesis is that for the most part, Tesla is already consolidating. It will continue to consolidate, most likely, barring any significant news, before it probably pulls back. Now, that's just like my working thesis, but of course, news, price movement will have to continue to inform if I still feel that way or if I have to revise my thesis. But that's currently how I'm looking at Tesla. Another thing, and Shar is very good about looking at divergence. If you look at the RSI and it's overbought, even though Tesla continues to create new highs in this bull rally, the RSI is not getting higher. So that is a sign that your buyers, they're there, but they're not full force, because that RSI, in theory, if they were still full force, should be raising higher. So even though Tesla is at the highest point in about a couple months, that RSI is no higher than what it was 2 weeks ago. So just something to think about what it's telling you about the strength of the move. Over
Yeah.
to you, Shar.
Yeah, so divergence is something that I briefly touch upon in class, but in order for my divergence to really be a thing here, we need to see how the rest of this week goes, because if Tesla gets higher, but the RSI does not get higher than this 77 point whatever point, we are seeing the buyers get exhausted. But honestly, looking at this chart, I look at so many different charts these days, Ronnie. I look at them from different apps. This chart is telling me that the buyers are definitely starting to step back into Tesla even after all the shenanigans. But again, that doesn't mean we're going to go back into an uptrend. So back to the person's question where they were saying, if the candles are above all the MAs, does that mean that Tesla is ready for a long-term opportunity? Not necessarily, because I want to show you what's literally on my screen right now, right? Look what happened last March, right? We went up in March and then we absolutely collapsed in April. Honestly, the entire summer for Tesla. I want to say that's when a lot of shenanigans did start for the company. So I would also factor in fundamentals when making your decision on going long on something. But to answer your question again, when something passes the 200, also make sure all the rest of the MAs are up there with them as well, and then in tandem with fundamentals and seasonality. So to Ronnie's point, March is coming. We know things are going to fall. Well, typically speaking, we're not, what's it called, vision fortune tellers or whatever. But the history has told us that in March it gets pretty bloody, meaning the market does go down. But again, I think that a lot of those dips are going to get bought. So this kind of segues into my theory about tech, guys. So listening to certain economists, I don't know words well. I think you guys know that by now. Economists talk, right? They will tell you that this recession isn't as crazy as it deems. It definitely is expensive out there. I'm not saying that. And there's certain things that are inflated and certain things that do look bad. However, when it pertains to tech specifically and these layoffs, do you guys think that these layoffs are a little bit fishy? Or at least how it's described to us as a little fishy, right? What I'm seeing, and I honestly have a friend that's at Google, is that basically whoever started this whole, tech layoff thing, and these layoffs are due to the inflation and all the bad economy thing. If we dig a little bit deeper and you look at the earnings reports from 2022, guys, a lot of these tech companies were just fine. Were they blowing out earnings? No. But were they beating their earnings for the most part? Yes. And for some of them actually by a significant amount. So I don't know who started the party. I have to go back and look at to see who did the first big layoff trend. But there was literally a trickle effect and they were all blaming it on the economy. But in reality, guys, they just wanted to get rid of people who were low performing, right? And then to my friend, I asked her, of course, very carefully what happened at Google. She said the same thing. I asked her, I said, what do you think is the criteria for these people who didn't get back into work? And she told me that some of it might have been a part of the low performance part. So again, guys, I don't think in certain parts of the economy, things are as bad as the media is telling us. That's why in my fundamentals class, especially, is like you can read news all day, right? but you have to peel back the layers and really look at the numbers, guys. We were looking at Caterpillar together. We saw that they grew even though it wasn't by a substantial amount. If you go back and look at big tech's earnings last year, a lot of these companies were just fine throughout Russia, throughout China, throughout COVID. They were just fine. So be very, very mindful about that when these people are trying to scare you in general out of investing, but also be mindful about your trading too. And things might seem super bearish, but then the chart is literally, look at this volume that's coming back into Tesla, y'all. I don't think this is by coincidence, right? So for the newbies in here who are just getting started and you guys are super like news focused and oriented, be very, very careful how news. Notice how right now, and this is for your homework, guys, someone make a thread for this, how news is not correlating with the data. How current news is not correlating with today's data. So I'm going to just leave that there and go back to your questions. Ronnie, you're on mute, my love. I just unmuted you.
Okay. So I think we took care of Olivia, but
No, Olivia wanted the SPY trade.
Oh, she wants the SPY trade.
Yeah.
Okay. I see Chanel G has her hand up. Meryl, raise your hand because I don't want us to forget you because you had your question in the chat, but it's probably best you raise your hand to make sure because too many comments are coming in through the chat and it's hard to go back. So just raise your hand again, Meryl, please. So Shar, you going to SPY?
Yeah, I can do the SPY trade. Which
It's coming, Olivia.
we were gonna do the 2021 SPY trade. Which one were we?
Oh,
gonna
we're back test. Well, are we back
do?
testing?
Yeah, it was back testing.
Okay.
I just want to make sure I have the year right. We can do. Oh yeah, it was last year. Honestly, last year's we can. Oh no, this is December. Hold on. I have Zoom. I got screen record up, y'all. Bear with me. There's a lot going on over here. So this is September of 2022 last year. Yeah, we could do this one right here. The 14, and then it really broke it. Yeah, okay. So remember, 9/14. We always do on demand, and then our brains just go away and be like, wait, what day did it fall? All right, guys, let's do 9/14 when it fell.
So Shar is doing the second SPY move. The first SPY move was the last week of August.
Right.
And
It definitely started falling in August. However, it held ground for a little bit and then we came down. So if we're playing specifically Rectember, what happened in September, we can do that, and we can also look at what it looked like from August too, if you guys want to do that as well.
Correct. And so the only reason I point that out, it is quite plausible that this next SPY pullback could occur in February. So remember, for seasonality, you kind of have your targets, but the market and the market makers are going to do what they want to do anyway. So just be mindful. It's not a hard, fast rule, but typically this is when certain things happen.
Correct. So I'm at September 14th and it was holding that support level. It's still holding that support level even on the 15th. When did it really fall? Or when did it break the support? Okay, it was the 16th. Oh, it actually closed really bad. This would have been a tough entry because this low-key looks like it happened at the end of the day because I just went back. Let me go back to the 15th. The 16th would have been a better entry. Yeah, it was still holding the ground. It must have, and that's the sneaky thing about SPY, y'all. They sometimes wait to the last, literally the last second of the day to make the move. That's how very sneaky these institutions are with their little algorithms and stuff.
So sometimes you need to be like
Okay.
in your brokerage account, like the last 5 minutes or the last 30 minutes, just to see. Because I've seen it several times where you'll get a run that starts 4:45, and you'll be blown away.
Right.
And you'll make a lot of money in less than 15 minutes.
And I tell Ronnie all the time, I like entering my swings at the end of the day versus the beginning because it gives me a more decisive understanding as to like what the heck is going on. I've seen plenty of trades where in the beginning of the day it breaks whatever support or resistance, and then come 3-4 o'clock it completely reverts into an opposite direction. And with swing trading, as we know, we're dealing with a little bit more money than we would if we were in just a regular day trade. So the control is not like the control of my portfolio is not as heavy as it would be in a day trade. I'm just trying to figure out what time, a good time to start this trade at. Sorry, guys. Sometimes with back testing, you guys have probably experienced this already. The application gets a little bit glitchy. All right, so we started off the day green. However, we were in a gap down and we lost that support pretty bad. So honestly, I'm probably looking to enter this thing at probably midway of the day, even though this would have been a great short. But again, that would have been a little bit more risky. All right,
I have a
cool.
quick question, Shar.
Yes.
Does the 15-minute rule apply with the swing trades or no?
No.
Okay.
15 minutes are really a day trading thing because there's a lot of volatility. I mean, yes, but like no, because you shouldn't be using the 15 rule to make judgment on your swing trade. You're looking at bigger time frames. You're looking at just overall just trend and stuff like that. The 15-minute rule is really just getting out of the volatility for a day trade, and especially a swing trade. You definitely do not want to be in that volatility trying to make a decision for a bigger what I always say is do not make big decisions on small time frames, right? Because it's also how you lose money too. You could have been in a great trade. Is this thing moving without me? Sorry. You see how I have it on pause, but it's still like going down. You can, what's it called? You can get an amazing trade. What was I saying? Don't make big decisions on small time frames. Because you can miss out on money because you are looking at such a small time frame and you jumped out the trade when in hindsight it was just doing a 3-minute move, but you're supposed to be in it for a few days to a few weeks and sometimes even a few months depending on how far out you went. All right, so guys, how much money do you guys want to start with in this trade? And if I'm looking at my target, it's definitely to that next support level, which is at 370. And this move should probably take a month or so. Well, I'm gonna have a contract out for just a month, because we are in Rectember. All right, you guys want to start with 1,000? Fair.
But Shar, so the date is the 16th. That candle, we're at gap down, right?
Yeah, this is where I'm entering.
Oh, I see. Okay, I won't say anything. Never mind.
All right, cool. So a month out from here is October the 14th. Let's look at the open interest to make sure that people are actually in this position. All right, cool. And if we're looking at 370, there's about 3,000 people there. There's weirdly a lot of people at the 372 mark. Is 372 a hard or? Oh, I mean, it's the same. It's around the same area. I'd probably go to 372 just because of the more of the open interest is there. And there seems to be a lot of liquidity there. Back to our conversation about liquidity. With this, we're going to go over 1,000 just because each contract is about $690. So let's buy 2 of these. That's okay with you guys because you guys want to spend around 1,000. So we're spending, God, there's so many things on my screen right now. I'm sorry, guys. Next time I'm definitely not doing control and screen sharing and all this stuff.
Yeah, I think the disconnect, Tiff probably forgot. I don't think she made me a panelist. And so that's why I can't share. So
no
it's
problem.
all on
It's all on me, baby. All right, guys. I do not know when we hit the support level, so let's just go day by day. All right, so the weekend happens, and we're now at the 19th of September. All right, we're moving side.
Said, look at September 30th.
September 30th? All right, for
She's
time's
the
sake?
bottom
Okay,
30.
great. Thank you. Because I was about to go day by day, child.
Hey, Meryl. I feel like long time no see, girl.
Okay, so we broke through that support, and now we're consolidating here on the 30th. To be honest with y'all, I probably would have got out before the 30th. I probably would have gotten out on this candle or this candle because we're moving sideways here at the support level. But just to see how much money we made on the 30th, let's see. This thing is mad glitchy. I'm so sorry, guys. All right, we're $1,200, almost $1,300. So not bad. That's a good trade. That's like almost 100% because we spent what almost $1,300 for the trade. Let me see what it have been on the what day is this? On the 27th. Because one thing again, guys, this is why when it comes to puts, you do not want to stay in puts for too long when they hit your levels because once consolidation starts, y'all, these premiums start to go down and you start to lose a little bit of your profits. I don't know if it's going to be a big difference, but let's see. I want to see if it has a big difference. Right, so that's a $400 difference. You would have made $1,600 if you didn't wait for consolidation to happen. Let's see what happens on the very first day it touched this support level here at 367, which was what date? Sorry, the 23rd. So you guys remember how in my class, again, I said that the stock market falls very fast and it takes a long time to go up? That's a big thing you have to keep in mind when you're doing options. So I've been burned. Many of us have definitely been burned when you're like, oh my God, I see it gonna fall, and it falls, but then you let it consolidate or let it bounce back, and you start to lose a lot of those profits, guys. Because again, the stock market falls very fast and it moves very slow up. So if we did it on the 23rd, it would have been, was this $1,300, which is not that bad. So on average, this trade alone would have just made 100% of your money. So if we were risking $5,000, you would have made another $5,000. If you risked $2,000, you would have risked 2,000. You get the point, right? So this was an 100% move. Do you guys have? Yes.
Mel wants you to continue to do the back test to October 13th to illustrate how Theta would have ate your contract.
October 13th, holding that same. Oh my God! Let's see what happens on the 13th, because this contract is what, for the 14th? Oh God, and it probably bounced by then, right? Oh, actually we went further down, but let's see. I'm curious.
So here's the thing, guys, and this is part of you being disciplined as a trader. When the trade hits your level, you really do need to cash out, unless you're confident that there's no reason for you to get out of your trade, because you can always secure your profit.
Look at that.
Take a portion of your profit and get back in the trade if it's still moving in your direction. But you don't want to risk all of that earned capital through consolidation or a ugly bullish candle popping up on you.
Selena is absolutely killing me about the 23,000. Selena, if that's the Selena, that the OG Selena, that's a trade we did in class. I never reset the account though. That's a Exxon trade that we did as showing them how much money you can make on leaps.
It's a whole bunch.
But yeah, you guys see how my profits went down. Hey girl, hey Selena. You guys see how my profits went down pretty significantly, letting it drop to October. And honestly, let it had bounced in October, this would have probably been close to $0. Not zero, but you know what I mean. Just very, very low. Maybe a couple $100 if anything. So let me reset the account in case we do another trade. But Olivia, thank you for bringing that back up. That was just the September trade again. That wasn't even factoring in August. Let's see what the August one would have done. You guys want to see the August one? What would have happened if we took the August trade? And with August, I still would have went out to October, by the way. I wouldn't have done it to September because I know in September we're still falling, by the way. All right. So this is definitely the candle that you wanted to enter on when it came to August. And what day is this? August the 26th. So let's go back in time.
It was a Friday.
It was a Friday?
Yes, because I was so annoyed that the market makers, who technically should have still been on vacation because it's still the week before Labor Day, will pull a move like that on a Friday. But it is.
It is what it is. Yeah, Ronnie, I missed plenty of those days traveling for the comp. Esther would be like, where are you? I'm like, I'm literally landing off the plane. I have no idea what's going on. And when it comes to me and airplane Wi-Fi, it's 50-50. All right, so and again, look how I'm at 1 o'clock and the move, it is really bad, but it hasn't broken down the support yet. So let me go to 2:30.
Yeah, I think that move started at
it was power. It's at 2:30 right here. This is where it starts to break right there. All right, we still putting $1,000 in the trade. We still putting $1,000 in the trade. We're at August 25th. I'm gonna go to I can honestly do earlier October. I just want to see what the open interest looks like. Let me look at my support levels, by the way, before I just hop and skip below. Back to the 370. Yeah, I want to still look at 370s. Let's see. I want to see what the open interest looks like though.
Probably around 400.
Yeah, no, this is not the October. You see, okay, just as a learning curve, I went to 370, right, for October at October 3rd. not many people here. The open interest is literally 1714. That's not the type of liquidity. I cannot talk today, guys. I'm so sorry. Liquidity that we are looking for. So let's keep looking through the options chain for October. This one is just nobody's here in the 7th. And then I thought we had an October 14th. Where'd it go? Or maybe I'm making that up in my head. Whatever. If we go to... Okay, now why do I feel like things are just not making sense right now? Hold on. Let's go to the 370. All right, 34,000 people here October 21st, but that's a bit far. So I want to go back to the 7th to see if I messed up here or if I didn't scroll enough. Again, I have so many screens on my thing. Apologies when you guys watch this recording. I'm trying my best here. All right, 370. Still not the open interest that I'm looking for. And again,
so remember, guys, SPY, when it's in its like bearish zone, you're looking for like tens of thousands. Sometimes it clears 100,000 open interest. Like, it's sick. So you will know when you're in a very popular strike price, because the open interest will not lie. Like, it would be ridiculous.
yeah. All right, let's just do the October one just to do it, because again, I'm just getting what Thinkorswim is giving me. And let's do the 370 play. This is the end of October, so now I even have more safety behind me. There's 34,000 people here, and the contracts are only $4.09. So I can buy, honestly, 3 of them instead of 2, because 2 will only give us $800 worth of contracts. This will give us like $1,200, yeah. All right, y'all. So let's go back to our September what? September like 20. It was like the 20th or something, or the 20. Someone refresh my brain here. No, because we're still floating in outer space. It was like the 23rd or 22nd. All right. There we go. We're heading there. We're not there yet. We're almost there. Heading down. I'm on the 26th. All right, let's peek at the 26th. Let's see how much money we made. We're at September 26, 2022. We took the trade from August when SPY initially started falling down, and we are up $3,000, ladies and gentlemen, and that was a 2x or over a almost 2.5x return on that the fall from August going into September. And that's using just the October. So that was giving myself time. If I gave myself like an early October with better open interest, it could have been good. But that open interest, as according to this Thinkorswim playback, it wasn't giving. So I'll take the 2x return. Again, if you invested 1,000 or 1,500 in this case, like we did, you got 3,000. If you invested 5, you would have made 10. If you invested 10, you would have made 20, so on and so forth. So let me see if I can answer any questions. But that was the example of when SPY, again, like Ronnie was saying, like seasonality says March and September are, yes, the bad months, but sometimes that fall can honestly start beforehand. And if you had drawn your trend lines too, look how to the T it hit the trend line and that was us taking the safer approach. Imagine if we started up here. All right. Do the weekly...
To my newbies, when you start to learn Fibonacci, I'm gonna teach you guys Fibonacci. If you understood Fibonacci, where it rejects the 200, that was a Fibonacci level. You would have entered that swing. You would have made a whole bunch of money. But we'll talk about that at 201.
Yes, ma'am. You better plug your 201, sis.
I can't with you.
Someone say, do the weekly contracts still have less volume than the non-weekly contracts? Not necessarily. I think it just depends on which week you're in, because if you look at some weekly contracts have high liquidity. I was looking at today some of the liquidity going into next week, and there was still pretty high liquidity there. It just really depends on what kind of contract, or especially the company too, because there are some companies like Apple, SPY, QQQ, those are forever liquid. Again, you still want to pick the best one, but there are just certain companies that will stay liquid because people are trading them all dang day.
So Miranda, make sure you watch the e-course, How to Pick the Right Option Contract, because it walks you through the criteria you need to factor to purchase the right contract so that you can make the best return on your investment.
Yep.
So Melanie, open interest will depend on the type of equity you're trading. Like Shar mentioned, SPY QQQ, super liquid. And when we, from our class on Saturday, you saw in our, on our slide that a spread of like 5 cents, I would even say even 10 cents or less isn't bad, but SPY spread, if you look at Shar's option chain, it's like a penny. That's like, what that means is that if you buy it, there is somebody there waiting to sell it, right? And if you sell it, there's somebody there waiting to buy it. That's how you know how liquid, like you're going to have no problems buying or selling your contracts. There is plenty of sellers and buyers in the market. That's what you want. When you start to see larger spreads, then you'll have a hard time selling your contracts. And you want to be mindful of that, because if you're trading an equity that's a little illiquid, even if you caught the right move, you may not make as much money as you would have liked because you're trying to find your buyer because you're the seller. So just something to think about. This is why we stress, for the most part, trade super liquid equities or ETFs, SPY, Apple, QQQ, Tesla is even liquid. A lot of your NVIDIA, AMD, you want to trade stuff that is super duper liquid, okay?
Another cheat code, and I was just pressing way too many buttons just now. Classic Shar. All right. This is why I should not be in control of the screen. Another tip or trick here is sometimes just looking at the trading volume. So like something like a SPY, there's hundreds of millions of shares traded per day. If I go to Apple, right, you see that there's almost hundreds, so 150 million sometimes shares traded of Apple. Typically, you want to just trade something at least that has hundreds of thousands of shares traded per day, like something that's squeezing right now, right? The SI move. Look how many people were in SI before, less than a million or less, right? But now there's a whole bunch of people in it because it's squeezing, right? That is an example of like more of a squeeze kind of play, but this is an example of before this party happened, there was no party here, and you should have no business trading this thing unless you were, I don't even know. I don't really have any sort of actual like judgment for that. And going back to your open interest question specifically, again, something like SPY is going to have tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of open interest sometimes in some particular trades, but you just don't want to be in a trade that has like literally probably less than like a couple hundred. I've traded things that have hundreds of people or positions in open interest, but it was a swing trade. I'm not getting into a day trade that only has a couple hundred, few hundred or so. I've been in swing trades where I'm early to the party, knowing that institutions and other people may join later. But it's again, I bought the time, I bought the lesser risk of that particular position.
Yoko, I'm going to answer your question out loud. She's asking about market versus limit. If you know that there's only a specific capital that you want to use per contract, that's when you place a limit order. But here's your little caveat with limit orders. If you place your limit order at the beginning of the day, technically the broker has until the end of the day, or depending on some brokers have good till cancel, and that can be 60 days. So you want to be mindful that you know the terms of your broker allowing you to do limit orders, because you might be open for a position and the move may be gone after 2 days, and so you don't want to be in that position anymore. So just be mindful, like ask your broker, like, is it good to cancel? Does it automatically expire that day? In my humble opinion, if you're going to do a limit order, I would suggest doing it right at the end of the day, assuming that your broker only allows your limit orders duration for close of business. That way, you know, you're not holding on to a position longer than that actual day, the trade of the day that you're in. Hopefully that was
Yeah,
clear.
you don't have to ask either. There's a legit button that says good till canceled, or it says for the day. So for the day, if it doesn't get filled, you won't see the order be put in the next day or the day after. But if you click on good till cancel is usually 60 days. So that limit won't get filled until it has 60 days to get filled essentially. And to answer your question, whether you're using limit or market in swing trading, I typically like to do limit orders because I'm not trying to overpay for anything because I have time. I'm not rushing to get into the trade. Sometimes with more liquid stocks or things that are flying or squeezing or whatever, I might buy market. And then when you're selling, you typically want to sell the market price for, whatever you're trading, especially for the more liquid and quicker trades. So when it comes to limit or market, it depends on what strategy you use, what strategy you are using, what stock you are trading, and again, like what particular company it is. So I hope that helps there. For the SPY trade, we just went over when it reverses and passes the 50, what indicators will make you stay in the trade? That's a good question. So is this last September right here? No, that's December. Sorry. Okay. So this is just I also will remove this one. This is just basic support and resistance. There was no particular MA or anything. You're literally just using your support and your resistance. So when you guys take 101 part 2, when you guys take 101 part 3, you guys are going to realize that support and resistance is not just there for the vibe. Support and resistance is literally there to tell you if buyers are stepping in or if sellers are stepping in, and to give you a range of your take profit levels. So when I entered this trade, because it broke and it gapped down below the 390, it's because it lost the support. What does that mean? Buyers are, typically when buyers step in, that's typically what makes a support level, right? If it's gapping down, that means the buyers are no longer stepping in to buy that thing. So now the sellers are in control. So this is what's telling me to stay into that trade until we get to that next support level, right? Because the last time we came into 361, what happened the last time we came to 361 back in, I can't see the date. I think it's January. Who stepped in in January when we went back down to the 360 level? Right? The buyers, they created a support level that then created SPY to go from 360 all the way to 429, right? So when they lose this area, which was previously a resistance but now became support, it lost that support, and now we're down here to 390, right? Now we're consolidating. Buyers are kind of here for a couple days, but nope, they lost their momentum, and then the sellers came in because we gapped down and we never came back up. So this is not one of those things where you're super hyper focused on your 9 and 13. You're really just following your support and your resistance. Who asked that question? Marquita.
Marquita. Yes.
Does that make more sense?
I'm sorry, sure. What'd you say?
Oh, I was saying, does that make more sense?
Yes, it makes more sense. I was looking at the other candle, the one we did on the 19th, I think. We were the long one you took for the October contract, the one that Ronnie was talking about.
Oh, this one right here?
Yeah, when it went back up and like tested 50 right there.
Oh, right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is why I bought time on that contract, right?
Okay.
So even though this would have been a bit risky, and honestly too, this is what we talk about shaving profits. When it got to your take profit level, this was actually an opportunity to technically take some of your risk off the table. So we had like 3 contracts. I probably would have taken one off just so I'm not risking too much money in case it did revert back up. But again, this is September. That typically does not happen. And then when it comes back down, there, c'est la vie, right? But again, when it hits any of your take profit levels, you should probably set a stop loss, if anything, and the stop loss would have kicked you out here, or shave your profits, which you could have also done here. So that was a really good question.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And to Shar's point, the reason why you have to stick to your trading plan and be disciplined about when price hits your target, if you did not shave when it hit support, that reversal, that 4-day reversal, you would have lost all your money.
And then some of you would have freaked out and obviously gotten out the trade.
Yeah, you would have lost all your money. So basically what the market had did is said, okay, all of you guys sitting in that SPY swing, you didn't get your money, we're going to take it back from you. And that's exactly what it did with that reversal. I'll talk more about this in 201, but those of us saw like these cups forming and we knew that we were in bearish times like SPY timber. And a lot of us entered trades around this resistance level, knowing it was going to come back down. But we'll talk about how do you play those kind of moves and what
Short the poppies.
Shar, pull Meryl up because
Who's Meryl and what is Meryl?
Merel. I think her hand is still up.
Oh, I thought this was a ticker.
I'm gonna hurt you. Don't mind her.
You see me about to type in Meryl in the chat. That was crazy.
She had her hand up for the longest, and
Meryl,
she had a
what's-
question.
Hey,
You see her?
Meryl. You there,
She
Meryl? I can't see everybody, so you have to tell me because I'm screen recording.
Meryl, you still with us? I hope we didn't lose you. Darn. Okay, Meryl, if you come back, if somebody knows Meryl, tell Meryl to come back. You're here. Okay. Can you, Shar, she's saying she's here. Can you raise your hand? You see her now, Shar?
Yeah, I see Kira's hand up. I don't see Meryl's hand up.
She said she can't unmute. She doesn't know. She doesn't know why.
If you can raise your hand, we can unmute you. That's the easiest way for us. Look for the raise hand button. Oh, there you are.
You found her?
Hey, Meryl.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Bueno.
I'm wondering just how you know where to exit when you're going up. And I mean, yeah, down I know because of you set how much you want to lose, but how do you know your limits when you go up or when you're making money?
Ronnie, you want me to take it or you want to take it?
Yeah, let's, Shar, go ahead, take it. It's the same concept, just the reverse, but Shar will explain, Meryl.
Yeah, you shouldn't just get out of a trade just because of stop loss. You should also be mindful again about it's literally support and resistance. So support and if there's nothing you've learned, I always say this to newbies. If there's literally no indicators on the chart, there's no news, there's no Elon, there's no just noise. Support and resistance is the foundation of trading. It is the foundation of trading because it literally shows you where buyers are stepping in and when sellers are stepping in. So when you know those points of when they step in or step out, and if it's a buyer or a seller, it then gives you the momentum or the gauge to say, okay, sellers are about to step in here. This is probably where if I'm in a put, maybe I buy a put, right? Or if I'm in a call, I should probably get out because the sellers are going to step in. So let's use this SPY example right now, right? We're sitting at this support level, which it's acting as support at 409, right? It's been pretty strong. Every time SPY has come to 409, the buyers have stepped in. So if I'm playing SPY to the upside, to Meryl's question, where should I get out roughly? I know you guys can't see my, I'll zoom in a little bit. I'm trying to see if I can scale it. If I'm using my support resistance that's currently on my chart, at what, and I'm anticipating that SPY is going to go up, at what point should I start to look to get out of this trade? And I honestly need to correct this a little bit too. I haven't been on this for, ooh. Right. That 420 mark is definitely going to be the next resistance. My lines are literally not the greatest right now. However, we move. All right, here we go. So 420. And then if it passes 420, where can we go? After 420, if we can break through this level here, where can SPY go? 430, guys. 430, that 430 area, right? Because the thing about support and resistance, I also want to teach you guys, it's not about a specific price level. Support and resistance is low-key like in a general area for things, right? So even this resistance here, right? This is a general area around the 420 mark. We might see some headwinds, right? And then if we keep pushing through, we might see some headwinds up here around the 430 mark. It might not hit 430 exactly. It could hit 429, 428, and we see some resistance. But to answer Meryl's question, it's about your support and resistance that will also help you. And then when you guys start learning more advanced technicals and different indicators that people have built, like Fibonacci's, which Ronnie loves, those are also going to help you guide as to where it could go next. Meryl, does that help your question in regards to that? So this was an example of SPY in this very moment going up.
Yes, very helpful. Thank you.
You're welcome. And the same thing is in the reverse of the put, right? The same thing is in the reverse of the put. Let me put a line right here. Because if SPY loses this 411 area that I'm talking about, where can SPY go next? Right? If SPY, there's just too much going on. If SPY loses, this is why TD Ameritrade sometimes love it dearly, but yeah, you guys see this, right? This is not me. This is not me doing this. All right, I'm trying to zoom in for you guys.
There's a trick to it, Charlia. So if you look at the top right corner where those two arrows are under patterns and the word, you always have to have it in auto, and then you zoom, and then it becomes manual.
Okay, I typically don't have trouble when I like just drag my
thing. Right now it's in auto. See how that icon under the word patterns is?
I can't see. Sorry, right now I'm gonna be
right there. You just touched it.
Yeah, my computer is like my zoom is everywhere, so that's why I'm also having. I'm trying to.
Anyway, there's an icon under patterns that, if you click on that, it says auto. That allows you to zoom, and then when you're in manual, it gives you more difficulty to zoom. So always go back to auto, zoom, and then it will work.
Okay, yeah, I just did it, but I don't know if I like this manual thing here. How do I get back to auto?
You again click the icon. Click that auto icon, the manual icon.
Right here.
You just did it. Click it.
Yeah, I like auto. That's what I was in auto. My cursor is freaking out though. That's what I'm.
Right. What I'm saying is your cursor gives you trouble. Once you zoom, it becomes manual automatically.
Okay.
So you always have to go back to auto to keep, to allow yourself to zoom without issue.
Yeah. No, thank you for that. No, it totally makes sense. This is why I have not been on TD Ameritrade in a minute though. Because certain things like this. But yeah, no, this is really helpful. Thank you for that, Meryl. My cursor is now back in action. So on the reverse, guys, let me zoom back in. If SPY loses this 409 mark, where are we going? Where can we go? Where can we go? How low can you go? Can you go? I'm also gonna zoom out because I don't want to zoom too much. Yes. At the very lowest, we could definitely see 390. However, the 50 is something to take account for, and the 50 sitting around again back to areas, right? The 50 MA is sitting by that support level at 396, y'all. So this 396 to 390 area is where we could see SPY fall to if it does decide to fall. So again, in the markets, guys, we cannot predict the future, so we have to be ready for whichever way SPY decides, or whatever stock it is, what way it decides to break, below or above. Okay, Olivia just made a good point, and this is why I also don't like zooming in, but for the sake of sharing my screen, I know the font's a little bit small. A very rookie mistake, guys, is a lot of newbies will plot support and resistance really zoomed in, and when you do that, you can't get an overview of your chart. You need to plot support and resistance all the way zoomed out in any time frame. And then when you want to get very specific and make sure you're hitting the different wicks and the different candles, that's when you zoom in. Because what happens is when you're all the way zoomed into a particular time frame or chart, it gets very, very difficult to do it accurately, and you start over plotting. You're going to zoom back out and be like, whoa, why did I just plot 1,000 lines? So good point, Olivia, and that's a typical rookie mistake that does happen. So,
all right. So Meryl, are you good, or you still have another question?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
No problem. Shar, I see T Noir, T Black.
Let's see. Sorry. I just asked them to unmute.
Josiane, go to stockcharts.com, or you can use the Discord bots to find seasonality for tickers and ETFs. Is she up? Is that T Noir? T Black?
There she is.
Yeah, I'm here. Hi, how are you? I actually had a question going back. I think you were on Tesla when you was showing us how Tesla it was actually for the day trade though, but Tesla had jumped up 20 points and you were I think it was 20. You were counting like the average. And my question is like, do you count that large box seen as just like one? No.
If you're
It's
talking about
overextended.
go on, Ronnie.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's overextended, right? So remember, when you look at how to pick the right option contract, it teaches you to stay away from overextended candles. So the reason you don't want to factor overextended candles, you remember how in school we would learn the mean, the mode, the average? Overextended candles are essentially your outlier. They're going to skew the average. And so if it does that, you won't be, it's potentially you will miss the zone of how to find the right strike because that outlier has skewed your outcome, if that makes sense. So this is why we stay away from overextended candles. Or you'll see, Tiff will probably teach this when she does day trading. She may count those candles as representative of like another 2 or 3 days, but you don't count the whole candle in its full face value when it's overextended because it's going to skew your math, if that's helpful.
Yeah, it's a big skewer, but what it can do though is tell you what a particular stock can do in a particular day, right? So you don't want to use it for a goalpost. You want to use it for more so an opportunity. So like if another report were to come out about Tesla or about CPI or something, you could be like, okay, Tesla could be a good trade for the day because it can give me 20 points potentially. Again, you don't want to play a 20-point contract, but you know that contract could definitely move on a very volatile day.
Okay. And when you were counting the actual candlestick, are you just counting the body or the entire thing?
The entire thing. That's what, so that range, that R that it gives me up here, when I hover over a particular candle, it's giving me that entire day range.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in one of Ania's past classes, she talks about wicks. Wicks are valuable information. The wick is telling you something about price movement. So you need to know that information so you can make an informed decision about where price will end up or where it's going.
Agreed. And when you guys start learning reversal candles or just candles in general, a lot of reversal patterns includes a candle that has a wild wick, whether it's to the bottom or the top. I'll show you guys an example. Oh my God.
So while Shar finds her example, I think I will show you guys this in 201, but in my years of just reading charts, I have also found that a lot of times in a pattern, when you hit a different leg, let's think about a head and shoulder. When you're moving to a different body part of the head and shoulder, I typically find a reversal candle. So reversal candles, dragonflies, evening stars, shooting stars.
Shooting stars, definitely shooting stars.
Like those are, if you see them at key points, and we'll talk about that, that's a cue to you that perhaps it's moving on to a different phase of the pattern. But more about that later.
Example of shooting star right here. It's not the most fire one, but it is an example. It hit a resistance level. It hit the resistance level and who stepped in here? Who created this wick? Did the buyers or sellers create this wick right here for Apple? Who created this wick here? The buyers or the sellers? We hit a resistance point, right? And then it wicked like crazy. Who created that? And don't be fooled by the color of the candle now. And I just gave you away the answer. But a lot of people are saying sellers, and I'm very proud of you guys. Great job, right? It hit the resistance level, and what does resistance usually tell us? That sellers are going to step in at some point. In this case, they did, and it wicked like crazy, and we got a shooting star. From there, Apple fell from 175 and ended up all the way within those that month or so, ended up at 135. And if we zoom out even further, it went even further down, right? That's an example to the bottom side. On the other end, right? This area here, every time Apple was trying to break the 130 area, it wicked here, it wicked here, it did a little wick here, and then it eventually did a reversal pattern. It went from 130 area to that 175 where it eventually wicked again. So again, wicks are very important, and they will, especially Day trading SPY sometimes, which also gives a lot of people anxiety, and I get why, because these things will the trade will wick like crazy. Example here, right? Somebody would have thought that SPY was going to, and this is a day trade. Someone might have thought that SPY was gonna completely lose the 50 and the 200 here on the day trade, and look who stepped in, right? Who stepped in here? The buyers or the sellers for a hot second? And for that hot second, right? The buyer said, we're not breaking this 411. Came right back to 411. Nope. Buyers are still saying, nope, 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 nope. This one kind of faked people out. Same thing here, wick here. That is telling you the buyers are very much present. And look what they did. They took SPY here from 411 to at the end. This happened today, right? I think I low-key just picked a random point of the chart and found something. But yeah, the buyer stepped in and we went from 411 and closed all the way before 413, 14. And then now after hours, we almost touched 415, guys. So yeah, wicks are very, very, very telling here. And then the same thing here on the seller side, right? Pre-market, this is either last week or yesterday, I'm not sure. Again, I'm just zooming into random parts. The wick here said at 416, the buyers are not as strong. Sellers stepped in, and then we came back down to opening and came back up. And so this is going to be a very interesting level, ladies and gentlemen, because if tomorrow we do rally and get up back to this 416, this is not a place where you should be playing with your calls. This is a place where you should be either, if it goes to 416, this is a place that you should be looking to sell or shave majority of your profits, because the last time we came up here in the intraday for a day trade, the sellers very much stepped in and took control. All right. I'm liking how you guys are understanding the buying and selling concept and who steps in where without even fully knowing about like your patterns and your candles yet. So again, guys, I'm very proud of you. I hope this is helpful. How do you get the pencil cursor to zoom? Well, someone just gave an eloquent explanation as the auto and manual. I never went super deep into it. I really just hold my pencil and then I drag it across my screen. Again, you can't see my fingers right now, but I'm holding down on my mouse pad and I'm dragging to whatever part I want to zoom into. And then when I'm done with that part, I zoom back out. So if I want to zoom into here specifically, I just zoom right here. I'm dragging my mouse pad and I let go. And then if I want to zoom back out to the whole chart, I just zoom back out.
So you guys remember, you have drawing tools and you have two ways to access. You can hit it up top on the top ribbon where it says drawings, and you can access your tools that way, or you can access it at the bottom of Thinkorswim, and you can access your tools that way.
Yeah. So. Yes. All right, guys. What market? We are at 8:30. I told Ania. How long did I tell her?
You can sell your options contracts after hours if your broker allows it. And then for some of the ETFs, you have a little bit of time after the 4 o'clock close, if you're on the East Coast, to sell. So you just have to figure out what are the rules from your broker, or, or what it does for that ETF.
Yeah, for us Americans, we can trade SPY, QQQ, and a couple other ETFs that I can't think of right now, but those are the biggest ones that you could trade after hours. And it only lasts 15 minutes. So be careful of that too. So it's nice to catch the volatility right after 4 p.m. Eastern, but then after that, it gets a little spooky.
Shar, you want to let Fariel speak?
Yeah, I can't. So just tell me. I'll do it again.
Her hand is up.
Okay, hold on. Okay, I see her. All right, Fariel.
I'll teach you how to swing all-time highs in 201. I'm going to show you Fibonacci extensions.
Fibonacci's.
Right there.
Ariel, you with us?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hope we didn't butcher your name.
Oh, no, it's okay. It's Fariel.
Oh, Fariel.
But yeah, so I just had a question about entries, of course. On the 9th of this month, there was that engulfing candle to the downside, and I would have thought that since it closed below the 9 and 13 on the daily, that would have been a good time to enter on the 9th of February on Thursday.
Oh, for SPY specifically or another stock?
Oh, for SPY.
Because you have to remember different things are in different places.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
No, you're okay.
For SPY.
Right there.
Yeah.
So you know why? So remember, let's say that's confirmation. You don't have entry yet. You see how the second candle was green and it wasn't bearish? If
Yeah.
perhaps that green candle, so what is that, the 10th had been bearish, then potentially you could have had your entry for a put. But the SPY didn't give it to you. You see that?
Gotcha. Yeah. I guess I would have thought that if it was bearish, then it would have been like too far down for me to get in.
No, so just be patient, right? And allow, that's where alerts are helpful. Because if it had, let's say it started being bearish at opening, then, you know, you would have set your little alert and then you would have come back and look. But as you can see, even if it was bearish at some point, it reversed and ended up as a bullish candle.
Yeah, because let's say if you did take that risk, which we would never advise for this type of candle, but let's say you did take the risk, you would just get out the next day, please. That's what I would say. Just get out the next day and take whatever loss, maybe 10, 15, 20. Hopefully it was no more than 20% loss on that type of trade. But yeah, that's a riskier trade because it's still entangled within the 9 and 13. And we are at, so the thing about ETFs, especially SPY will move, right, for a time period and then it'll just consolidate. We are currently in consolidation. This is all consolidation. So the people who are actually winning in the last week for SPY have been the scalpers and the day traders because they're just playing sell here, buy here, sell here, buy here, buy the put. But, you know, they're playing the range as opposed to playing something like this which is better for a swing, right?
Yeah, gotcha.
Or this is better for a swing.
You only, once we know the direction, SPY has not given us a clue about what its direction is. So we can't swing SPY right now.
It was nice to swing SPY a few, like last week or so, but
yeah,
even outside.
Yeah, but that was like over a week and a half ago. So until SPY lets us know what it's trying to do, like Shar said, you'll have to just day trade it.
I'm very interested to see if this double bottom / this uptrend continues. This looks very bullish, but again, we are literally coming into March, so I'm just like...
Exactly. I think they're trying to get people's money to gas it up, and then we're going to have a wicked day when it falls 10 points. But that's just me.
You know what that's called? A liquidity trap.
Dun, dun, dun.
And you know who always starts a liquidity trap? Short squeezes.
Yeah, that's true.
Short squeezes gets everybody riled up. Then your mom starts talking about GameStop or starts talking about Silvergate. Your grandma's talking about Carvana. And you're like, what the heck is going on? Let me jump into the stock market, FOMO. And then the investors step in and take all your money. It's a rinse and repeat. It happens every single time. And then the last 2 years specifically, it's been in the form of short squeezes for sure. Short squeezes have always been a thing, by the way. Of course, we just know that social media and life just in COVID just made it like a bigger thing as normal. So we saw SI start squeezing today. AI started squeezing today. Carvana actually started squeezing today. SoFi started moving.
Shadonna, we saw crypto moving. Morrow was moving. So yeah, crypto's moving.
Yeah, all things related to crypto. Crypto itself is squeezing right now. The actual like cryptocurrencies are squeezing right now. Like this is coin. Coin looks pretty bullish right now. Again, is anything good about crypto or any of these things that are squeezing right now? No. But again, this is a liquidity trap. It's yes, people are going to be making money on these things if they know how to trade them. But if you're not a trader and you're just jumping on just to jump in to have fun, these institutions are going to hurt your feelings very, very soon. And you guys hopefully will be maximizing it through March Madness. So yes, y'all. Any other questions? Oh, how do you set alerts? All right, good question. So let's say for this, I'm on Coinbase here, right?
Okay, Shadonna.
What did Shadonna say? What she said?
Stay woke, not broke. Amen.
Hey, how are we? All right. So let's say I wanted to set a alert for this Coinbase trade here, even though this is more so a pattern. It looks like it came out of a wedge. I can draw the pattern for you guys, skipping some steps ahead. Right here had hard resistance, and then here had some support. Came out of this flag. Let's say I wanted to set an alert just on this pattern, actually. Before I even get to the resistance, right? If it came out of these two trend lines, I can set an alert. I would just right click on the pattern, create alert with drawing. So anytime a candle comes past this drawing, my alert is going to go off, right? My alert is going to go off. And the same thing could have happened if it fell below. If it fell below my little flag here, I would have gotten an alert. And from there, I can make a decision. Do I really want to enter this or do I not? In this case, volume was here. Very strong buying. This would have been a great opportunity if someone had their alert set on this Coinbase flag. I will show you another good alert that went off this week. And
because of this.
Sorry?
I'm sorry. Speaking to my husband, so sorry.
Oh, hi. Hey.
Hi, guys.
Hey, guys. Hey, hubby. All right, cool. An alert
So make sure you grab Kayla next.
Yes, for sure. Absolutely. An alert that went off for me this week, and did I do the trade? I don't remember if I took the trade, but was Boeing
consolidation on Boeing, guys.
Yeah, Boeing is in a huge range right now, and I had these two plotted, and this went off, and this could have been a nice day trade to 220. And it started the day down here at 214, but it would have went off around 216. That's still a good 5-point trade, and for Boeing, that's really good. And look for, and honestly, Boeing, I don't think is done yet. Again, if this thing does break out, all right, guys, for example, this is one of those trades where you got to zoom out. We can't go look straight at the daily here. We need to zoom out to the weekly. So if Boeing does decide to keep going, I see a level here at 233. And then after that, zoom is in my way. Yeah, that 233 level. Then after that, we might see some headwinds there at 250. But again, this is a lot of money. If Boeing does decide, we have a double bottom. We got the double bottom breakout. Now we're flagging, still look very bullish. And if we pass this 200, we definitely have some room to go. But again, you right click on whatever line you're trying to do, and you can do it with the drawing, or you can just create an alert and then type in the levels. So if I right click randomly on a chart, I can create alert, and let's say you want it at a certain price point, let's say 200, I could write it in the thing, and it's gonna create an alert at 200. I have no idea where the 200 is right there. Okay, it's right there. Okay, cool. So that's just alerts. You right click on the chart or you right click on a drawing. Right? That double bottom is huge. This breakout right here is epic. Epic, epic, epic. I'm mad I didn't see it before. I saw it way after the fact. So I started playing the little flag here.
Shar, put your cursor where at the golden cross. Y'all, golden crosses, okay? A lot of times, not all the times, but a lot of times when you see a golden cross, so that's when the 50 and the 200 cross in a bullish fashion, you're going to get a supercharge, like turbocharged bullish move. And Boeing did just that. The opposite is true. So if you get a death cross, meaning the 250 cross bearish, oh dear. The way SPY looked all last year, that was a death cross. A lot of your tech stocks, death cross, never could crack the 200. Super bearish. So
things are looking very bullish right now. I'm not gonna hold y'all. I wonder if we're gonna have a wild green Friday. I don't know. We'll see if everything holds, but everything across the board just looks really bullish. That means hopefully March is really bloody for two reasons. As traders, we'll trade it down, but as investors too, it could be a really good opportunity again and going back to our long-term opportunity fundamentals and all that good stuff. So
and
but
also to buy your stocks low.
Long term, like even longer term, like buy and holds, honestly, some people definitely caught some sales of like Amazon and stuff when it touched like the 80s. 80. I think it still could definitely come back.
Amazon, we had sales on Tesla, we had
Google.
Google. There's another ticker that's escaping me, and Tesla. All of them were on
Tesla.
sale. Meta, Facebook.
Sale
like crazy, and that run up, people are sitting on a nice little return within 3 months. So just something to think about. Does MBG ever cover buy and hold stocks? Yeah, we do here and there when it's time. One of the reasons we haven't lately is because SPY had been bearish all last year. So, and that will also coincide when you hear more about the investment club, but we need SPY to really get out of his funk and let us know that a little run is on the horizon that is sustainable. And then that's a good time to, if you've already bought your stocks, just sit back and watch your return on investment like grow, or get in at a nice pullback and then catch the next run. So
Yeah, I just want to reiterate when it comes to buy and hold, everything that we're teaching you from fundamentals class, especially in long-term trading, is applicable to shares, by the way. Like everything you're learning is applicable to even day trading. You could technically do that with shares, you would just need a lot more money. But fundamentals is teaching you how to pick the right stocks for your long term, right? And then long-term trading, yes, you can make 4x, 3x on an option, but you could still make a good chunk doing shares too. It's the same strategy, just different asset.
Yep. Wait, Shar, did we get Kayla?
Oh, Kayla, what's up? I see Brianna. I don't see a Kayla.
Kayla, you good?
I don't see a Kayla. Where you see Kayla?
She was up there.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so Kayla, if you raise your hand again, we'll pull you up. Okay, get Brianna then.
Brianna?
Hi guys, it's so nice to see everyone. I'm so excited. This is my first time here.
Welcome.
So I just wanted to know that I got into a big little tiffy with Tesla on Friday. I bought 2 contracts, was all in, because I assumed after doing the numbers and tested back for about 6 weeks what it was going to do for this Friday. And I'm in a Discord and all said, well, it should go well. Well, Friday, it just dropped. So how could I have possibly sold some of my contracts? So I could have maybe just sold, because I bought 2. How could I have just sold 1 or sold some of that contract before I lost?
Is that risk one, Shar?
You
Or
said what,
buy more
sorry?
time. Excuse me, buy more time.
Wait, sorry. You said
I
you...
heard someone say you could buy more time on a contract, on an option.
Yeah, you can do what's called rolling, or you can get out of that particular position and buy a longer expiration date. I wouldn't recommend you playing the Friday contracts unless you really know what you're doing, because that's how you literally, it's gambling at that point. That's why people call them Friday lottos.
Got it. Thank you so much. That makes a lot of sense. Won't be doing it again.
Wait,
But,
which one was Friday? I don't. What did you do? What was your move?
So I had made pretty good on Thursday, and I just was playing it too risky and stayed in and brought 2 more contracts for Friday. And
Are you used to trading Tesla?
I do. That's all I trade is Tesla. I've been in it for a month now.
Oh, okay. Tesla's volatile. Okay.
I see.
Yeah.
So now I'm
money. Yeah.
I do really well, but that was my first loss, and I should have never been all in. So I learned, and now I'm here trying to get guidance, because I see you can get yourself cocky after so many wins. So I'm like,
yeah.
We all been there, girl.
We've all been there.
That's your rites of passage.
Yeah, so.
This was Friday? This was the Friday? I was trying to look for it.
Yeah, that's the 10th.
That's
so
it.
You remember kind of like when you got in? You wrote it down?
I did.
Okay.
You put my finger.
Okay.
It was the Friday that just passed.
It was the Friday that just passed.
It was. It went up on like Thursday, and then it just came crashing.
I'm thinking I thought it was going to go to like 207 or 215.
Okay, slow down for a second. Walk us through your thought process, because I'm hearing the words assumptions. I thought so. Walk us through.
Okay, so after being in Tesla for about a month, I literally traced back the numbers from each Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. After looking at the history, it showed me that Friday was risky, but I still played it long, and I only got it for a day, and I put in 2 contracts. Now, I brought the contracts at 200, expecting it to go to 207, and I said if it didn't go to 207, I'd even be good at 205. But some reason, Friday morning, it just dropped, and I just wasn't expecting that at all, and that was the first time I had seen that.
Oh, you were swinging.
Okay, so Shar, go to Thursday, because I think you were in it since Thursday. Is that
Exactly.
correct? So Shar, go to Thursday real quick.
Okay, you're swinging. That's why I was confusion. Ooh, Thursday's kind of tricky unless you had the morning scout.
So, okay, quick question.
Yes.
You're in here Thursday, so I'm assuming you wrote it down, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Do you see where it wicks up top? You have that like shooting star. Yep, that one. And then another, that baby green one. Yes. Did you plot those lines?
No, I didn't.
Okay. The reason
this is the first time I'm knowing about the shooting stars. So please.
Okay, yeah, they're reversal candles, but I just want to walk you through something. So if we plot those lines, Shar, plot that line real quick. Because I'm going to show you how Friday you would have known it's time to get out that trade.
Got it.
Okay. So this is good. This is why I wanted you to kind of walk us through, because other people may experience the same thing. And so it's very good for you to, just be open and share so we can see how your mind works. But I'm going to show you exactly where it was time for you to pull out.
I really appreciate this. Okay. And I'm totally okay with the transparency.
Oh, no problem. Listen, sharing is caring. Okay, so Shar, go to the right a little bit. To the Friday. Okay, so everybody pay attention to the resistance that Shar plotted. So this is after hours, pre-market. Okay, stop, Shar. You see right around opening, right after opening bell, you see what it did at the 200?
Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry. I was trying to zoom out.
Okay. That's when you had to get out. Because remember what we said about trends, upward or downward. Downward trends, what's the order of the moving averages? 200, 50, 13, 9. So Tesla had a setup letting you know that at least for the morning, it was going to be bearish. When it gave you that wick, and look, you see the moving averages? You see the order of them? Yeah, show that, Shard. That's the 200. Yep. And then your 50, and then the 13.9, you already knew what time it was.
Got it.
Does that make sense?
It makes sense.
So by the time you get that second bearish candle, if you didn't get out from when it wicked, you should have got out right there.
It was over.
Yep. Do you see that now? Does it kind of make sense?
It makes sense. I got it.
Perfect.
Okay. That's great. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate that.
You are welcome.
Wait, was that Brianna?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Meryl, you still have a question? Okay.
Someone asked if it's too late to join 1K. No, 1K to 100K live class is like end of March, so you have plenty of time to join 1K to 100K, by the way.
Y'all have any other questions, or are you guys curious about something? Where can we sign up for March Madness?
I literally was currently building it out today, and one of my teammates actually just texted me, so don't worry, it's coming soon. The flash sale is coming soon. I'm very curious to see. Oh, what's up, Ron?
No. She's asking for the order of moving averages. So if you're in a bullish trade, and Shar has Tesla up, you want 9, 13, 50 is perfect. 200, great. You want the reversal for a bearish move. You want to see the 200, then you want to see the 50, then you want to see the 13, and then you want to see the 9. Okay, Tara wants cat. All right, Tara, we got you. Oh gosh, I forgot who I was answering about the order moving averages. But Shar, go ahead and show her since we're on a 1 year, 1 day.
Ooh, this is big divergence, y'all. Cat is coming down. I don't know when, but it's coming down.
I see a head and shoulders.
Yeah, I definitely have that plotted on another chart of mine, the head and shoulders. However, the divergence is real, y'all. Let me teach you something about divergence. Let me give you a one-on-one.
Hey now.
No, I'm joking. So you guys see how the stock is going up to the sky, right? Yes, in the chat, if you see that cat is going up to the sky, it's actually going, I don't think this is all-time highs. Let me zoom out a little bit before I run my mouth, but it looks like an all-time high. A current day all-time high. I can go all the way max out if we need to. All right, we're going to all-time highs, y'all. We are going to all-time highs. Ooh, if this closes like this, y'all, too, cat might be coming out for a year or so. Anyways, so going back to my 1 year, 1 day, it's going to all-time highs, but look what the RSI, oh God, no, this is Zoom. Sorry. I'm in my bag. All right, we're going up. Cat's going up, but look who's going down. You see that? The RSI is going down. That is what we call divergence. So as cat keeps getting bought up, it's getting bought up, but not majority of buyers are having the same momentum. So it's actually showing that they're getting a little tired. The buyers are getting a little tired here. So honestly, the move I'm looking for, the same one Ronnie's looking at too, is this head and shoulders here. If I zoom in a little bit more, you got a left shoulder, you got a head, you got a right shoulder. We're just waiting for this neckline to break through with some volume to the downside. We also have a mini gap to fill here at 222, and we have a huge gap here to fill at 200. Cat again is
gap. Look at that gap. If you look at the gap and go straight to the right, the 200s right there, it's like a magnet. It's telling that to come on down, baby.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it goes any further down. But the thing about Cat and Home Depot and all these other stocks is when they start to come down, people are going to step in to buy because they are very safe stocks. So it's almost like a cyclical thing. Because I was trying to synthesize Home Depot the other day and how like the earnings might be bad because the home market, and same thing with Cat. You're starting to see industrials be too expensive and the home buying or just construction things are just not as in demand. However, let's say they do crumble down in terms of the stock, you might see buyers step right back in. But again, you still use your technical analysis to figure out where they're going to step back in. You dig.
I thought we had another.
Do you want to take that patient, Toya?
Wait, was that question for us?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Shar, you see Shadia has her hand up?
Let me see if I can unmute. There we go. Hey, Shadia.
Shadia. Hi. Hello. I had a question about
oh, there's a 6-year-old.
Hold on. Oh. Who's shot? I don't know who's.
You want the 6-year-old?
Who wants a
Wait, one
you
second.
do?
She's gonna mute everybody.
I can't find out who wants a Tootsie Roll right now.
Shar, mute everybody and then open and then.
Oh, I think I found her.
Okay. Shadana, how you know?
Right, Shadana, all up. She's probably in the room asking for the Tootsie Roll. Anyway, Shadia.
Shadia.
Yeah.
I just have a question about a couple questions. One is on when you're looking for your target price. And I did watch the pick and options contract, so I do understand at high level. But are you always looking for the next support level, like? Because you know how you plot several different support and resistance levels. Like, are you always looking for your strike price to be that wherever that very next level is, or how would you know?
I'm gonna answer this question because I feel like people have been a lot of newbies have been asking us how to interpret portal plays. So I'm gonna use Cat, since this is already on Shar's screen, about how I would give you guys this portal play, and hopefully that'll help answer your question.
Okay.
All right, so let's walk through Cat. Okay, so Shar, I'm gonna need your help with the price levels. So I would say, just based off where I see the consolidation, Shar, your blue price level at top, what's the price? What's that?
Right here?
No.
Right here?
Right there, yep.
This is 241,
Okay,
240
242.
area.
Okay, perfect. So if you saw a portal play for Cat and I said strike underneath 242, right? And then I'm gonna give you 2 take profits as targets, okay? I'm gonna give you a TP. So Shar, you see the consolidation right underneath 242 a little bit? No, not that one.
This one?
Yes, a little, come down just a tad bit. Okay, I'm gonna say first TP 238.
Okay, I'm gonna say first.
Oh, there's an echo. Okay, so that's your first TP, and then your second TP. Sorry, your support level. What's that?
Sorry, I'm trying to mute whoever this. I don't know what's going on.
Someone probably has multiple devices.
Yeah, I think I just muted them. I got them. All right. Under what? Sorry, Ron.
Oh, right, the support. Go down.
Oh, this one right here.
Yeah.
225.
Okay, 225. So your second TP is 225. Your first TP was, oh darn, does somebody remember? I should have wrote
You
that
said the
down.
240 or 237 area.
238. Thank you, Marquita. So strike underneath 242. First TP 238. Second TP, is it 225?
225. Yeah.
225. So does that make sense? So what that means then, strike underneath 242. You as the trader, Shadia. Shadia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Shadia, sorry. So you, as the trader, Shadia, you have to identify what's the correct strike price you want for you. So that's when your knowledge of how to pick the right option contract is going to kick in. So the portal play, we gave you a clue about where you should be able to find your strike. Because remember, we're not telling you when to enter and exit a trade. So we gave you a clue of how you can find a strike in the right area. We told you above a certain level or under a certain level. Then once you've done that, we've given you potential targets, right? So your first take profit hits that level, go ahead and secure your profit. If deeming on the position of price movement, if you have some runners and it makes sense for you to stay in a trade, then you stay. If not, secure all your capital. And then if the move is still active, then you may get back in, and then you can now do your second TP level. Does that make sense?
Yeah. What do you mean by portal play?
Oh, okay. So some of us have access to portal plays, and this is where it's a way for a modern Black girl to help our community, pretty much earn consistent income week to week. So we look at different sectors, different ETFs, different catalysts. Roberta, that's our scanner. So we're synthesizing all this information, and then we are identifying the most ripe opportunities, what we think are the most probable. And then sometimes in a week that either seems inconsistent or there's not a clear direction with SPY or whatnot, we'll actually give you both the bull side and the bear side of where that equity can go. Does that make sense?
Okay, yeah.
So that's what portal plays. So those of you who have DM'd me, myself, Esther, or Ania, hopefully that example, and I'll try to do it again when I teach again next week, that's how you guys should be processing portal plays. Okay?
Yep.
Raise your hand if you need some clarity about something I said about portal play, but that's essentially how we deliver that information. And we have folks in the community who make great money week to week just based off our portal plays. I know people who travel for their birthday, they want to do some type of trade, they do the portal play, and then they made some extra money while they were on vacation. So just something I'll put out there.
Excuse me, ladies. How do I join the portal play? I'm very
Right,
interested.
that's what I was gonna explain. So the portal plays are a service within our tier 3 subscription. So tier 3 comes with Roberta, our scanner, who helps with day trades and sometimes swing trades. And then the portal plays are manually created by Ronnie and Esther. And then what else is in tier 3? Oh, the bi-weekly study session. So those are part of tier 3. And then, yeah, so the portal plays are essentially a service within our subscriptions, that particular subscription service. And then we have another subscription service that's coming out. It's just not ready yet. That will also include portal plays.
And as soon as I join the subscription, I get automatic access to Roberta.
Correct. Mm-hmm. She streams from morning to close every day. The only time she's down is when there's maintenance, because again, she's AI configured by Tiff. So
you guys are a blessing. Thank you so much.
We try. We really try. How often do you guys give portal plays? Kind of on a weekly, bi-weekly basis, right, Ron? Correct me if I'm wrong.
We surely do. Now, we won't stick to a certain day of the week because we're very sensitive to news. So like CPI data, they're going to release Fed minutes, or, Chair Jerome Powell's going to speak. So we're very sensitive. So sometimes we're playing dodgeball based off the news because we don't want to get caught. We don't want you guys to get caught in trades with very high volatility. So we try to find a relatively calm day. And when we really feel like the market or certain equities that we want to give you have picked a direction.
Yes. All right, y'all. We are.
You good, Tia?
Huh?
You good? You good?
Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you both.
Yes. Love that.
So, Shar, I see Kayla, and then I see Joyce. If before you want to close, maybe.
Yeah. If you guys have 2 quick questions, let us know, and we're wrapping up after these 2 last ones.
Okay.
I have a quick question. So besides SPY and Tesla and other bigger stocks, what are some liquid stocks that you guys think are volatile or good to trade, I guess?
Apple.
Okay.
But I
There's a
haven't
ton.
looked at Apple from day to day, but Apple is liquid. So if it's your liquid question, Apple for sure.
Right.
As well, Alpha Mary Delta, NVIDIA, Nancy Victor Delta Alpha. People like Ford. Mel likes Ford, so I see that. I'm trying to type some of these in the chat.
I remember you guys used to do like Lucid and Neo. Are those still some of the favorites?
So you raise a good point. So everything kind of has its season. When we were in that pandemic boom, they were in season. Now, Neo still likes Neo. So let me not shade on Neo. Ania loves Neo. I have not traded Neo in like over a year. But so just kind of remember liquidity, super high volume. You want to look at your spread, super tight spread.
Gotcha. Thank you, Ronnie.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And then I think Joyce.
Hey, Ronnie, sorry, I was sidetracked because I was at work. So basically, when you explained the portal plays and when you said strike over or under, it's not necessarily an alert that we set for the stock to go in and choose our strike price. It's basically a target area where we should be looking for our strike price using the MBG rules for choosing the right option contract, correct?
Bingo. Yep.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Kayla, what you got, girl, before Shar wraps up?
Oh, that wasn't Kayla who asked the question before?
No, that was...
Yeah, I think is it a different Kayla?
That was Joyce. No,
my hand's still up.
Kayla, you just answered her question.
Yeah, you just answered. I have to lower my hand. My bad.
Oh, I thought that was Joyce.
Ronnie sleep.
No, it was me that just answered about the portal plays, to clarify.
No, but Ronnie, right before Joyce, it was Kayla.
Oh, damn, my bad.
Puts on Ronnie. No, I'm joking. We love Ronnie. Calls on Ronnie always. All right, guys. So I'm wrapping up this room. Any further questions, ping us in the Discord. Bother Esther, Ronnie, and the whole team. Just leave. No, joking. What else? Somebody asked if tier 3 was good for leaps. I would say no. No. For your short-term strategies only, and sometimes again for swings. Roberta's really good when we're in a bull market for swings, but not necessarily a bear market for swings. But great for the day trade, and especially at times when things are squeezing and popping and everything else. So, all right, guys.
The link is on the website. 101s, go to the website. Subscriptions, website.
Website. All right. I'm about to close all the breakout rooms so that we can all conclude together. 1 second. See you guys in the other room. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Back to plenary.
Oh, it has a countdown. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
All right. The countdown is coming. Is Tiff here? Is that Denisha? Who's on Modern Black Girl? Who is on Modern Black Girl? We'll never know, I guess. All right, guys. All right, y'all. Yes, these were recorded.